Ubud was always a really special place for me. It had a real special place in my heart, and I always thought that one day I would live here. It was always the dream. It was like I never really thought that was going to happen, but it was always the dream. And over the years, that kind of changed as circumstances up here in Ubud changed as well, especially post-COVID. And I've had a bit of an ill feeling towards Ubud in recent times. And I want to try and get rid of that. So I want to explore it a little bit more and find out what's going on here, get beneath the skin a little bit more and try and, maybe fall in love with it a little bit more once again. I'm starting off today's journey in Nyuh Kuning, which is a really beautiful little village on the outskirts of the centre of town. And there's a little cafe I've sort of seen on the maps that I want to go to. This is it here. I'll see if I can get a coffee. Morning, how are you? Okay, this is the place. Beautiful, really beautiful. Just a nice designed building. I can't go out here because I've had to kick my shoes off, but I've still got socks on. So I won't go out there because it's just been a little bit rainy this morning. Might just, I might get this little spot here. That's a good one. Staff are nice as well. What's your name?
Putu.
Putu.
Yeah.
Putu dari Gianyar.
Yeah.
Okay, Putu said it's lebih bagus di atas juga. View-nya lebih indah. Let's have a look. Oh, the sun is beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a beautiful little spot. Look at this one. I'm glad I came up here. So the thing about it is with Ubud is that I always had this feeling that one day I'd love to move here. It was always a bit of a dream. I never really thought I'd do it. This is sort of going back 20 years, and because I had such a good feel about it. And I just felt that I could maybe get a little house in the rice fields. This is a dream. I could just walk into town and, hang out in the places that were there. I mean, back in those days, there weren't really cafes like we have cafes now, not the modern style. But that wasn't the only reason I loved it. I mean, I loved it also because I used to go on holidays there quite a lot. And I just felt very familiar there, very comfortable there. I spent a couple of months there at one point, quite a long time ago. So when Susan and I were talking about leaving Bandung and maybe finding a new place to live and Bali was sort of high on the list of options, we thought we would come and check out Ubud again to see whereabouts in Ubud we'd like to live. Because we'd only been there together 6 months prior and we loved it. But that was post-COVID, immediately post-COVID, and the tourists just weren't back yet. And it's not that the tourists weren't back, that's true, but that wasn't the issue. What hadn't happened yet was this whole digital nomad thing on the scale that it is now. Of course, it had happened pre-COVID, but the scale was nowhere near what it was to become. So when we went there to check it out, I immediately got stuck in traffic, really, really bad traffic, which I'd never experienced before. Of course, Ubud always had certain times of day where it was a little bit busier, but it was never, especially on a motorbike, it was never that bad. But we got here and I got stuck in traffic immediately, and it was really bad traffic. And since then, it's happened quite a few times as well, where the traffic's so bad you can't move even on a motorbike. And it was a really off-putting moment for me, because one of the things in Bandung that I faced for 12 years was traffic. It built up over time, actually. When I first got there was traffic on certain days at certain times of day, and you can sort of work around it. As time went on, it just got worse and worse until it got to the point where it was all day, every day, and it makes life quite unpleasant. What a beautiful coffee. They've actually got music on here, like really, really soft music. And I like it. Like, it's not dead quiet, but it's just got something there in the background. I love this place. Don't know why there's no one else here. I said to the staff, why isn't there anyone else here? And they said, oh, it's too early. I thought, okay, this is the best time of day. When I visited this place, Ubud, with Susan that time, when we were looking for a place to sort of perhaps move to here in Bali, and we discovered that Ubud's not the same as it had been in the past, and certainly different to what we were looking for in a place to live. It was like something in my mind switched. It's quite odd. I went from absolutely loving this place to really not liking it very much at all. And it doesn't make sense because it hasn't changed that much. But it just went, vroom, and I've been struggling to get it out of my head. And that's why I haven't done many videos up here on the channel, because I don't like coming here. I have a very visceral feeling when I get here. Something inside here quite physical happens when I come here. And I think it's to do with some of the people that are here. It's not the yoga types, they've always been here. I don't mind them. I get along fine with them. It's not that. There is a certain style of person that I was seeing that I didn't like. Now, that's a bit silly, I think. Well, it's not totally silly, but you can get past these things, you know? So what I'm gonna try and do today, and perhaps over a series of videos over the next few months, if I can manage to get through it, is I'm gonna come up and explore a little bit. See what it's like today here in Ubud, and see if I can reignite my love affair with this beautiful, beautiful town, not that far from the south of Bali. I mean, it is South Bali still. All right, let's try this coffee. All right, good temperature. Like, it looks good. I'm gonna love it, aren't I?
Mantap.
That is a mantap one for sure. One thing I've always loved about Ubud is these little surrounding villages. Like I'm in Nyuh Kuning, which is literally a walking distance to the monkey forest. Well, the monkey forest is just over there, but because it's sort of separated by the main roads, or the monkey forest separates it and there's no main roads to get here unless you go a sort of circuitous route. It doesn't get any through traffic, it doesn't get that busy. So I've always loved this area. There's other areas I've loved as well in Ubud outside of the centre that I probably should explore a little bit as well, because I really want to love this place. I still want to love it. I do love it. Look at this. So stylish. Coffee 46,200. I really love that place. I love that place. At this time of day anyway. This is the other thing. I'm making sure I come down here early in the morning so I can avoid the crowd. So that place is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's a really good start to my trip here in Ubud. So I'm going to nick through the monkey forest now. So this Nyuh Kuning basically goes up towards the monkey forest, and I'm already close to the monkey forest now. And I'll nick through there and I'll end up at the southern end of Monkey Forest Road, and I'll have a bit of a walk around the centre of town to see if, as the town wakes up, it still feels pretty good. One of the words that I was sort of thinking of when I was talking about how I used to love this place, and I was thinking about the Indonesian words that are equivalent. So you can jatuh cinta, which means to fall in love, and it actually literally translates the same way. Jatuh is fall, and cinta is love. Another word that you hear a lot in Indonesia when it comes to, you know, the issue of love is selingkuh, which is to cheat on your partner. And that happens a bit here in Indonesia as well, like it does everywhere in the world. One of their staff members at that cafe, her name was Indah. And Indah is a great word because it's a word that you use when you're talking about, well, things like a view. The view is Indah. So it's a genuinely positive word, and you can also use the word bagus for a view, but it's very, very general. It's not the word that you'd normally use. It just means good. Yeah? A good view? Well, no, it's an indah view, a beautiful view. But you can't just translate it directly to beautiful, because there is another word for beautiful in terms of someone's appearance, and that would be cantik. This is a little shortcut through to the centre of town, and historically it was used by motorbikes from this area of town into the centre, because you avoid having to go a long way around. I've just noticed there, they've actually put a little a barrier up saying you're not allowed to come through this way anymore, which is a little bit strange. A little bit strange. But I'm going to walk it anyway. I think I'm allowed to walk it. That's interesting. A motorbike just passed, so I'm not sure what the story is. Anyway, it seems to be some sort of changes happening where the monkey forest wants to reclaim this land or something, I think. Anyway, getting back to some of the positive things you can say, the word bake is a good word. We often say that when someone says, "How are you?" and you can just say bake. They sort of, well, most books will translate that to sort of mean fine. I'm fine. But it doesn't really mean that. It can mean that, it can mean a whole heap of other things as well. And you can make something good again by memperbaiki. So the word bake is in there, and it's like to fix or to make good again. Yeah, not to make fine again, to make good again. Or the other one is perbaikan jalan, to fix the road. Yeah. Oh, there's lots of monkeys here. Not a big fan of the monkeys. Like, I do like monkeys a lot, but I don't like interacting with them or when they interact with me. Still has a feel about it, this place, doesn't it? It's still a very special place, is Ubud. I just hope I can fall back in love with it again. Jatuh cinta lagi. Okay, we're at the bottom of the Monkey Forest Road now. I actually might turn back and rather than go Monkey Forest Road, which I've done, probably a couple of years ago now. Well, I want to go at Jalan Hanuman, which is the other one that's parallel to Monkey Forest Road that goes sort of up and down the hill. Haven't been up there a while. I might go up some of the side streets because I think that part of town has always been a little bit favourable for me anyway. Just has a better feel about it, so I'll do that rather than go straight up Monkey Forest. So I think Monkey Forest Road is pretty straightforward. It's just a long straight road with a lot of shops on either side. Whereas Hanuman is broken up by a lot of houses and temples. I think it's just a little bit of a more pleasant road, but also there are those side roads that go even further east that also run north-south parallel, and they're cool roads as well. So it's getting close to 8 o'clock now, and the town hasn't really woken up. I mean, the locals have, but the foreign crowd hasn't really woken up, so it doesn't feel very busy yet. But I reckon that'll have to change pretty soon as everyone goes out to breakfast. So I'm glad I've actually come out early in the morning. I think that's probably a pretty good piece of advice, is that if you do come here, even if it's on a day trip, like come here really early. Like it's just better. And if you stay here, make sure that you go to bed early and get up early. I mean, that was what I always used to do anyway when I was here. I found that the town got quiet at about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Then you go to bed and then wake up real early and go for a bit of a walk. I still think that's a great way to spend your time here in Ubud. Time for my second coffee. This place looks pretty good. It's called Puro. So I'll get a little coffee here. All right, we got myself a hot cappuccino. I've just been chatting to the staff here, having a good old laugh about the case of the running club in Canggu, which is going crazy at the moment in Indonesia. And we were having a bit of a laugh about how, you've got to be a little bit self-aware when you're in someone else's country. You should be self-aware anyway, but especially when you're in someone else's country, be a bit self-aware. Or in Indonesia, that's sadar. Yeah, be a bit aware of the situation. So let's give the coffee a go. Mantap. Yeah, good one. That is a good coffee. No, I really mean it. It's a good coffee. I mean, I know I say it all the time. It's a good one, but it is good. Actually, one of the things about this place, about Ubud, is that these days there is lots of great coffee shops around. Not just for the coffee aspect, but also pastries and Western food and that sort of stuff. But we don't really have many places that marry the coffee thing with Indonesian food, which is unfortunate. I know that in somewhere like Jakarta, there's a really amazing place that I love. It's a bit of a chain. And they do noodles and great coffee. I love that place, you know. That'd be a good business idea if you're going to set something up here in Indonesia, I reckon. Do really good Indonesian food. Doesn't have to be fancy. And it can be like one dish, like noodles or rice or whatever, and then a great coffee. So I'm with the staff here at Puro, yeah?
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Dia.
Dia and?
My name is Wayan.
Wayan and Dia. Dia, where are you from?
I'm from Tungkung.
And where are you from?
I'm from Tegalalang.
Tegalalang. Tegalalang is the place that has those rice fields. Yeah, benar.
rice
Yeah.
field.
And kalau berangkat dari rumah ke sini, berangkat jam berapa?
Kalau saya dari Tegalalang berangkat jam 6.20
Ya.
sampai sini ya, jam 6.50 atau 5.5.
Jadi 30 menit, ya.
30 menit ya.
Dari Kelungkung?
Dari Tungkung jam 6
Ya.
sampai sini 6.40. Ya.
Okay, so 40 minutes. So that's mirip dengan Sanur. Kalau dari Sanur 40 menit ke sini kalau nggak ada macet. Ya. Ya. Dan belajar bikin kopi di mana?
Sebelumnya belajar kopi dari kerja sebelumnya.
Ya.
Sebenarnya
Jadi udah tahu ya,
Ya,
prosesnya.
dari waiter sebelumnya.
Ya.
Terus belajar ke bar.
Ya.
Habis itu ngambil pelajaran tambahan
Ya.
seperti les barista contoh.
Oh, ada juga ya?
Ada.
Oh.
Les 1 bulan dan didapat sertifikat.
Ya.
Habis itu udah bisa terjun.
Mantap. Ya.
Basically ya.
Bisa bikin kopi juga?
Bisa.
Dan belajar di mana? Di sini?
Belajarnya tempat kerja yang dulu.
Oh, ya.
So
Tapi itu wajib kalau kerja di coffee shop di sini di Bali harus belajar bikin kopi ya?
Belajar.
Ya harus belajar. Tapi ada yang fresh graduate ada juga.
Iya.
Itu tergantung dari tempat kerjanya.
Ya.
Kalau mau diajarin mungkin fresh graduate itu biasa.
Oke, makasih ya.
Sama-sama.
Yeah. Thank you, Dia and Wayan. Have a good day, yeah. You see ya. Bye bye. All right, let's continue on. I'm actually enjoying just chatting with the staff at these places, just about anything. Really nice people. The weather's interesting at the moment. This morning on the motorbike up here to Ubud, it was freezing, just short sleeves on, and yeah, it was actually pretty cold on the motorbike. But yesterday when I was walking around, it was hot. Like in the afternoon especially, it got pretty warm and the breeze has sort of died down a little bit. But yeah, it was pretty warm. So yeah, the weather's sort of up and down at the moment. More or less, most of the time it's cold or cool. Cold's a bit of a strong term, but I mean, when you're on the motorbike, it is cold. But sometimes you get, if the breeze stops, it gets a little bit warmer, but still nothing like the wet season temperatures, that's for sure. It's been, for me, it's felt a lot cooler this year than it did last year. I don't know if it's just a personal thing or not. I do love these temples. This one's Pura Desa Lan Pusa, and there's a little sign there telling you how you should dress. But I just love some of this decorative artwork on these things here. The colours and everything are just so beautiful. They're pieces of art in themselves, and then that's the temple in there, which is just beautiful. Actually, one of the things that I really love about Ubud and this area is that they really do a great job on these temples and put so much effort into things like the carvings and the stonework and the woodwork, and because of all the artisans which are sort of in the local area. Just beautiful to look at, I can never get enough of that. After sort of looking at these things over the decades, I'm still in awe of how they can still carve something so beautiful. So I'm just going to turn right here and go a little bit sort of onto a quieter street, even though it's Jalan Hanuman is already pretty quiet. I'm going to go even quieter and see what's up there. So far this morning, I've only actually passed a handful of other foreigners, which is quite amazing. And I've walked pretty far now, but still really not that many people out and about. Oh, I think this road's been redone. Beautiful. It's like got the Sandura style footpaths. But I just noticed there's a little, it tells you when it was done. It says 2024 on that there. So it just goes to show how long it is since I've been around here. You can see that there's still a lot of these older homestays still around here, which is the sort of places that I've stayed in a lot in Ubud in the past. And often, not always, but often they're not listed on any of those websites. So you can walk around town and just sort of pick a place. And I like that. I haven't done it for a long time, to be honest. And I just sort of really loved that old way of traveling where you just roll up to a place and, go and speak to an owner and, agree on a price. I wish it was like that still, but I don't know. There's something about the mystery of it that was really exciting. And not knowing was actually part of the fun. Now everything's sort of known in advance, which is, for me, it takes a little bit of the surprise and a bit of the enjoyment away. Well, this place, it looks like a cafe of some sort. Oh, it looks fancy. Might go in. What's it called? Komorebi. We'll go in here. Hello, how are you?
Good.
What are we doing here? Coffee.
Yeah,
you got coffee?
we're doing the coffee.
And onigiri.
Yes, of course.
Oh, nice. Well, I will get a hot cappuccino.
Hot cappuccino?
Yes. Okay, so I got myself a hot cappuccino, 40,000, and a onigiri. Now, if you don't know what an onigiri is, and I don't know how they do them here, but the ones that I've had in Japan are those. Basically, get rice and wrap it in a piece of dried seaweed, and you eat it as it is. It might have a bit of salt on it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. It's a little bit different here in Bali. All right. Good looking cappuccino. Mantap. Got a bit of a different taste to it though. I'm not sure what beans they've got. But sometimes you get this really sort of a different edge to a coffee, what I really like. That is a good one. That's a great coffee. The good thing about this place is mixing Asian food with the coffee, which is sort of what I was wanting. I want Asian food for my breakfast. I don't want a Western breakfast, but I want coffee. It's my third coffee of the day. I mean, I'm feeling a bit wired already, but now that I get a bit of rice into me, it should absorb some of the caffeine and I'll be on my way, I reckon. Look at that onigiri. Isn't that amazing? It looks amazing. There's even a real Japanese guy that makes these things, which is pretty cool. This place has only been open for 4 months, he told me, which I think is really interesting. It deserves some support. Oh, it's really well seasoned. It's only 20,000, but gee, it is beautiful. I saw the guy making it fresh, so it's quite warm still. And he does the whole thing where he's slapping it in his hand with some sort of, I don't know, liquid, I don't know, it's like vinegar or something in there that he does with it, and then wraps it in this nori seaweed, which is just sensational. I think that is one of my favorite little snacks I've had in a very long time. It's beautiful. Manga. So this guy, he's the Japanese owner. What's your name?
My name is Kichi.
Kichi.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about your story here in Indonesia.
Story?
Yeah. So you moved to Bandung as well originally, yeah?
Actually, before Indonesia, I was living in Australia.
Oh, were you? Where?
In Melbourne.
Oh, nice.
And I met my wife. She's from Indonesia.
Was she on a working holiday visa?
Yeah. Actually, she's a student.
Oh, yeah?
And we used to work at the same cafe. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're whereabouts from in Japan are you from?
I'm from Nagasaki.
Nagasaki?
Yeah, from Kyushu.
Yeah. So Kyushu is the southern area of Japan. Really beautiful part of Japan. And what is the concept of your place? Oh, look at that frying. That is karaage, yeah?
Yeah, this is karaage, Japanese fried chicken.
Wow. So what's your concept of the cafe?
So our cafe's name is Komorebi.
Yes.
Komorebi, it's a Japanese word.
Yes.
It means for example, you go to forest,
Yeah.
you see sunbeam through trees and leaves.
Yeah.
A reflection of it.
Wow.
We call it Komorebi. And we want to have that komorebi, that reflection between customer and us. So, like, we give the kindness, customer give us a kindness.
Yeah.
We give happy, they give happy.
That's amazing,
That's a
isn't it?
reflection. Yeah.
And you know what? That was a really good onigiri, and the coffee is amazing. I really love this place for something where you don't want a meal necessarily, you just want a snack and a coffee. This is what I wanted this morning, and I've got it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For giving me such great food and coffee here. Thank you.
So much.
I love that place. I love that place. That's really good. I wish there were more places where I could go and have a coffee and a traditional snack of some sort like that. There aren't so many places. A lot of places are like cafes where they have a croissant or something, which, I mean, if there was only one of those, it'd be great. Oh, a little French pastry, but everything's the same. So that place doing that Japanese snack, brilliant. I would love if there was an Indonesian style of that around the place. I reckon there might be, if you could find them. I reckon there might be. Not sure. It's a good business concept though. If you could just do the best Indonesian snacks, only a few of them, and then do great coffee as well, I reckon you'd be onto a winner. Oh, look at that car. What is that? It's a Jeep. Oh, mad carving, isn't it? Of a boar. That's great. I'm really enjoying it up here in Ubud at the moment. Really enjoying it. Oh, nasi kuning. Look at that. This is a local food. Yellow rice, nasi kuning. Ada tempe juga. Look at that, tempe. She's cutting up the tempe. Beautiful. So, thank you, yeah. So, nasi kuning is a classic Indonesian breakfast. Ooh, that guy nearly ran over that dog. But mainly because the dog was going after the bike. Nasi kuning is a classic Indonesian breakfast. We have yellow rice and then a few side dishes as well. And the classic side dishes are tempeh, which you can either fry or grill or marinate or do whatever you need to do with it. And then you'll have a bit of tofu in there. You'll have omelette often, it'll be sort of like an omelette which is shredded. And if you're lucky, you get a bit of ayam suwir, and that's the shredded chicken. And it often, not always, I mean it's different from each different person, will be sort of mixed in with some sort of sambal as well to make it a little bit spicy and tasty. And then you'll have other things in there, depending on where you are. In Indonesia, you'll have some maybe local variations. You might even get some little fried ikan bilis or small fish or some peanuts or something. I've actually walked all the way up to the main road here, and it's a little bit busier, but still not crazy. You know, I've been like chatting with people all the way up here and wasting a bit of time. So it's now gotten to nearly 9 a.m. and I'm still not really feeling much of the keramaian, which I would expect by this time. Oh, here's the bus. That's a really good bus to jump on. You can get on that one from Sanur, well, not that specific one, but you can get on a bus in Sanur and change. You can get on to that. There's a changeover point. That's a pretty good way of getting up here as well. Cost you 4,400. All right, I might take a turn down here. Jalan, what's that, Jembawan? There's another one of these sort of north-south roads, which I used to come down back in the day quite a bit. And Bali Buddha used to be here. It still is. Oh, no, it's not. Well, the place is there, but it's not Bali Buddha anymore. Oh, that's weird. That was, yeah, we're going back over 20 years. That used to be a place that everyone used to go, isn't it? Bali Buddha. But that's sort of a chain now as well, I've noticed. They've got them everywhere and it's sort of modernised a bit and doesn't really feel like the original for me. You remember I talked about the word kupu kupu, and there's a little art studio called Kupu Kupu Art Studio there. I actually mentioned the word kupu kupu, which means butterfly, in relation to another way you can use a word, which was kupu kupu malam, which means prostitute. So one of the funny things you can do in Indonesian is, because that word can be changed really quickly into something which is pretty funny. If you're like with an Indonesian who doesn't really know that you know a little bit of Indonesian language, you can go, oh, kupu kupu malam. And that would be funny, you know. It doesn't sound funny when I say it, but if you're with locals, making jokes with the language can be a really good way to connect with people, because the language actually is quite flexible like that. You can make jokes out of different things. For example, you can say things like the word for head is kapala, but the word for coconut is kalapa, and they sound quite similar and look quite similar. So you can make jokes about that. Oh, I hit my kalapa on something rather than kapala. Yeah. Again, it doesn't sound very funny when I say it, but if you say it with an Indonesian, it can be funny. Other ones, there's a thing called bala bala, which is a fried snack here in Indonesia. And although that word is used more in Java, in West Java, but the word for spider is laba laba. So very similar, bala bala, laba laba. And then if you accidentally mix them up, it can be a bit embarrassing, but it can also be funny. If you do it purposely, obviously it's funny. Another one is susu kedelai, is soy milk, yeah, but susu keledai is donkey milk. That's pretty funny too. So I guess the point there is that if you start making mistakes with the language, it's totally normal and it's the way that you learn, but it's also something you can just keep in the back of your mind. If you've got a laugh out of someone because you said something stupid like that, you might be able to bring that up again purposely, and it's a good little icebreaker and a good way to have a bit of a laugh with someone. Oh, look at that nice door on that one. Beautiful, beautiful doorway. And I love these lions at the front. Yeah. This is one of these fantastic streets, which is pretty central in Ubud, that doesn't get a heap of tourists coming down here because there's not a lot of businesses that people want to visit. This street in particular, this Jalan Jembawan, has a very good feel about it. A very good feel about it. Feels very quiet and very local, even though there are a lot of little guest houses down there, and there are a couple of cafes and little eateries, but it's only 1 or 2 streets away from the real busy streets here in Ubud, but it feels a million miles away. And I think some of those streets, if you can find them, are the best streets here in Ubud. They're still good. Still has a good feeling about it. The Canang are always beautiful here in Bali, aren't they? And I'm really glad that they're still a very important part of people's life here. It's one of the things that's really amazing, that culture can sort of stand strong under the onslaught of mass tourism. And it has done for, well, at least 50 years, but more than that. I mean, it's incredible, because if you look, even without tourism, there's an onslaught of modernity which comes in and wipes away our culture. If you go into Java, most of the Javanese and Sundanese cultures are gone. It's more bland now than it used to be. But that hasn't happened in Bali as much. Of course, it's not as thick as it used to be, unless you go to some of the villages, and it's still a little bit thick. But even then, even in a place like Ubud, you still have that very thick cultural vein running through the place. It's just a testament to, it's just incredible. I don't know if that's going to be like that forever. It could be quite difficult, I think, to keep that, forever. And it's not just about tourism. It's just about the modern world, impacting on the way things are done. My love affair with Ubud isn't over. I'm feeling refreshed and reinvigorated about Ubud. I think I can still find a part of Ubud that I love. And it needs to be more specific than it used to be. It's not just a general love of Ubud, but picking out the places I like, picking out the time of day. I think that's really important for me. And I think in the future, as I keep exploring this place, I think I'm going to fall in love with it again. Thanks for coming along for the ride with me today here in Ubud, and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and the rest of Indonesia. I'll catch you next time, and sampai jumpa.